Hello, fabulous friends, fans, and superstars. Welcome to your horoscope for the week of April 15, 2018. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. What an amazing week it is. And really, it starts right out of the gate with this sense of clarity, this sense of movement. There are powerful beginnings happening this week, but also within them, some closures as well. You add to this some very sexy energy, I must say sensual energy that I think a lot of us will like very much. I'm so excited to tell you about it all. Now, if you remember last week, right, I told you at the very end of last week, Mercury technically and officially went direct. Now, actually what Mercury is doing is kind of slowly starting to move forward, still hanging out kind of like it's still in the sky. And what that means is, as we start this week, we are very much with the energy of this sense of Mercury changing directions, this sense of finally getting the message, finally getting the information, finally feeling like some answer is coming through. And this is further affirmed by the fact that we have in the same part of the sky that Mercury is in the sign of Aries, we have a new moon taking place. Now, this new moon is happening hand in hand with Uranus. As we move further into the week, the sun will meet Uranus in the sky as well, which tells me that this new moon, awareness, clarity, epiphany, revelation kind of energy is actually going to be stretched out throughout the week. And all of us in at least one area of life are going to feel like we are having this leap forward. And a part of that is going to be a feeling that what it was that we thought we knew, what it was that we thought we were sure of, now it is that we have our answer. Now it is that we know. Now it is that we truly are ready to move forward. Now, where is it that that moving forward also means healthy closures? Where is it that it also means an understanding of what it is that has come full circle, what it is that has culminated in our life and is now asking us to begin again, to start fresh being the really big word here, and to have a sense of clarity of self in particular. That is a big part of what Aries energy is about. It is about that first breath, that first knowing of who you are. What is that truth that you are, and where is it now that you know it, you acknowledge it, and you are ready to live it? In at least one area of life, we are being asked to be more real with ourselves and to live more authentically in the world. And that is a big part of the blessing this week of this new moon, of that Mercury going forward, and of course, Uranus meeting that new moon and meeting the sun in the sky this week. There can be a lot of surprises with this, right? It's a very textbook way of understanding it, but what I like to think is that ultimately this is about the truth. That's what Uranus is interested in. It is interested in helping us to be clear as to who it is that we truly are, and is our life matching what it is that we know about ourselves to be true. Well, where it is that there's a disconnect, it's going to be very hard to keep up the facade anymore. It is going to become that much more certain that we must live in alignment with that sense of our truth. Now, as I said, there's also some very sensual energy this week as well that I'm very excited about indeed. We have got Venus continuing these beautiful connections with other power players in the sky. This week standing across the sky from Jupiter, and then speaking in supreme harmony with Pluto. All of this happening in the middle of the week. I'm so excited about this for a few reasons, okay? So, of course, Venus is continuing to move through her home sign of Taurus, being able to bring forward her sensual best, her best that has to do with enjoying the earthly incarnation, enjoying the earthly experience. That is very much what Venus moving through her home sign of Taurus is about. And then you add these elements here of, maybe a little bit of overdoing it, maybe a little bit of a lot of hope, and having then looking at the reality, and it actually ends up being much more profound and much more meaningful at that. So for some of you out there, it is going to be that Jupiter connection that is going to feel a little bit stronger, especially in the early part of the week. I do think that this is a little bit like an overestimation, or like having hope that something will work out in the context of love. Now, the thing to be clear here is that I mean, it's really about knowing what it is that you are going for, right? I think what we all are going for is love. Love is a part of what it is that we are moving towards. Now, we can understand that in a sort of ephemeral, elevated, evolutionary sense, right? We can understand love in terms of what it is that we are here to more fully embody, more fully express over the course of this lifetime. And that we are, ultimately, we are here to learn about love in all of its different understandings. But of course, there's romantic love as well. This is Venus after all, and she deals with all types of different love, including romantic love. And so, yeah, I do think when I see that connection with Jupiter, if you are using this energy, not necessarily in the romantic way, what you're going to want to watch for is where is it that you're being a little bit hard on yourself for not matching some image or understanding of what you think you are supposed to be, what loving vision you have, and where it is that you're still a human being and you're learning to move yourself towards it. But also, where is it now that you are being asked to elevate your own understanding of how to be a more loving person in the world? Now, on the romantic front, this can very much be about having a very high hope or having a very high expectation of another person, maybe looking in a specific direction instead of appreciating that it isn't so much a person, a particular individual that we want. What it is that we want is the feeling of love. All of us want to feel accepted and connected to others, but certainly in a romantic, intimate context, we do want to have that feeling of being known deeply and accepted deeply and respected deeply, and to be able to give that back in return. That is a huge part of what I think love is really about. And that is a huge part of how love helps us to love ourselves more deeply. And so getting that clarity can be a very valuable part of this week. As we get a little bit further into the week, still in the middle of the week, and that connection between Pluto and Venus perfects, well, I think that really is where the magic happens. When we understand love as a transformative power, now it can be, of course, a transformative power in the world. We have seen examples of this again and again throughout history, and even if our present day, if we are willing to look for them, we can see plenty of examples of this. But romantically as well, there is something deeply transformative about having that sense of a genuine and honest and real connection with another person. Well, that is the kind of connection that is going to be on offer. Now, this energy can be very visceral, very sensual, so there's a physicality to it. And yes, chances are if we are doing something romantic, we'll probably enjoy ourselves more than we might otherwise if we didn't have such a supportive sky. But there's another element to this, of course, as with so many things, that love has a way, flirtations have a way, connecting with other people have a way of reaching into the heart of us and into the soul of us now, helping to see ourselves differently in a more elevated sense, and helping us to transform ultimately what our understanding is of our lovability that was there all along. What I love about this week for us is that, you know, with all the surprise energy, this energy of information seeming to come out of nowhere, but really opening our eyes and creating a lot of excitement as well, we've also got this beautiful energy, an energy of pleasure, an energy of joy, and an energy of enjoying your life. And that really is when life is at its best, when we can find that perfect balance between being who it is that we know we can be and getting these glimpses into our higher path and our higher selves, and at the same time enjoying the journey there. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, thumbs up. It means so much. You can find out what all this wonderful stuff this week means for you and your sign by logging on to astrofabulous.com or nadiyashah.com. Sign up to be one of my superstars. Superstars get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. I have had a wonderful time. I am having a wonderful time teaching my online class at synchronicityuniversity.com. This April, I'm teaching 3 classes, and I taught one, but then the video recording didn't work out with some Mercury retrograde stuff, so I'll be teaching it again this Tuesday. You can still catch it live. If you can join us live, that's amazing. I'd love to have you there, but you can also have, and you will have in addition to that opportunity to be live, is the video download. So you can also learn from the video recording of the class that I teach online infinitely. Lots of fun topics for this particular April session. One is the nodes in the astrological chart. The second is past lives in the astrology chart and health and holistic healing in the astrology chart. I really hope that you'll check it out. And there's so many other classes there as well. Lots to learn where it comes to astrology. And really, if you are an astrologer or you're a student of astrology, really one lifetime isn't enough. There's always more to learn. So I hope that you enjoy the classes that are there at synchronicityuniversity.com. I have a live event coming up. I'm going to be at the UAC conference. I'm so excited about this, really thrilled about speaking at the UAC conference in May in Chicago, Illinois. It is May 22nd to May 29th, if I remember off the top of my head, but it's those dates. It's that Memorial Day weekend in Chicago, Illinois, in the US, and it is, and I am speaking as part of a huge astrology conference, one of the biggest in the world. It only happens once every few years, and I'm really honored to be speaking with at this big conference over the course of many days, with many talks taking place of really some of the biggest and brightest and most renowned minds in astrology today. And I will be doing a short version of my talk called Chemistrology, the astrology of attraction and connecting with another person. And it's always a lot of fun to do this talk. I've taught it as a full day workshop. I've taught it as a over 2-hour class at synchronicityuniversity.com. This is going to be a shorter version of that class, but I'll really give you like the key points. And I think that a lot of people are going to be able to use this information right away to understand why it is that you've had the kind of connections you've had with other people, what's been going on in the charts, and what is it that you can learn about yourself going forward from there. I really look forward to meeting friends and fans in real time, so please do check out the link. And I have a very limited number of consultation times available. They're already mostly full, but I think I have like 2 more slots left. If you are in the Chicago, Illinois area and you would like a personal consultation with me, sitting down with me for 30 minutes or an hour and having me look at your chart right there in person, us talking, hanging out, looking at astrology, looking at the charts you want me to look at, well, it would just be such a privilege and such an honor. And so please do use the contact form on my website. Let me know, and we can go forward from there and we can make that happen. I look forward to meeting friends and fans in Chicago in May. It's going to be so much fun. Now, finally, I do want to say, and I think, every time I do this video, I sort of get caught up in the moment. There's certain things I want to make sure to mention. But you might have noticed, right? Because I've been sharing it on social media. I've been telling people about it, but maybe haven't really taken the time to officially and, very thoroughly express how grateful I am to the astrologers who have been sharing on my channel. So you may know, if you've been watching me for a while, that every year I try to do something where I give back in some way. And this is something that's important to me, and at least once a month I try to give in some way. So I remember like 2 years ago, at least once a month at the new moon, I featured a new artist who did the backgrounds when I was doing the green screen backgrounds at the time. And that was so rewarding to do, to share an incredible artist with you. And then last year, it was sharing people on social media. So it really was about, if you were doing something where you felt like you were putting love and wisdom into the world, you let me know. And I basically gave you free advertising on my different social media platforms and my newsletter and stuff like that. Now, this year, what I want to do is introduce you to some amazing astrologers, like people that, for the most part, I've known. If you are somebody who's doing something really cool in astrology and you would like to be featured on my channel, you can, of course, reach out using the contact form on my website. But most of the people that I will be introducing you to this year are people that I know personally. I know something about their astrological journeys, and I can personally say that I think that they're incredible people and incredible astrologers. And so you might have noticed right around the new moon this year, I have been featuring people on my channel. It started, with the Chinese New Year. I think it started back in February. And since then, every month I've had somebody featured. And so I'm really excited to introduce you to some amazing astrologers coming up. This month I featured Christy at Transmuting Butterfly. And again, you can watch that on my channel. The month before, I featured Susan Jensen Farmer, who is amazing. She's just such a loving person, and I was just so grateful to feature her on my channel as well. And so every month you will see somebody new, and sometimes after my taping is over, like after I'm done recording, I'm like, oh, I should have said, should have given a shout out to that person, this person, but all their information is on my channel. And if you click on the button, not the button, the bell that is here sort of in the corner of this YouTube page, you should see a little bell there, and that really is about you getting the notifications, and so that way you'll know when something new is uploaded, and you'll get to see just who it is that I am sharing with you and what videos I'm personally sharing with you as well. I had the first month that I did it, I was so honored to feature Triple Tarot Online. Just excellent. I mean, just excellent work. And the first person that I featured as part of this series that I'm doing this year, she's somebody that I didn't know personally, but I just loved her work. I just thought her presentation was amazing. Her energy was amazing. And so I said, hey, why don't you be the first person? And so I was really honored to do that. So yeah, some people I know personally, some people I may not know, but if I like their work, I'm very happy to share them. And if you want me to know something about your work, please do let me know. Whether or not you get featured on my channel, I will do my best to give you a shout out on one of my social media pages as well. So really looking forward to celebrating astrologers and anybody who's part of putting love and wisdom into the world. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being one of my friends and fans or superstars. I'm so very grateful for it. It'll be a great week. Enjoy.